Good evening, welcome to Full Size Ford. Glad you're with us this evening. Here's another just little quick video we're going to do on a common problem with these cars, and not even sure that it's the problem yet, but we have no heat in this car, which shouldn't be of concern right now because it's was like 87 degrees today, but still doesn't work. So what we're going to try to do is replace the blend door in this, which some people say by contorting yourself and using a few wobblies and different tools that you can do this without pulling the dash out of the car, because the blend door is located like inside here. So we're gonna pull this glove box out and try to see if we can access that and see if we can actually change this blend door and get the system working. This does have the electronic climate control. This is a 93 Thunderbird LX 5.0. This does have the electronic climate control, which does work. It does have its own diagnostic that you can run, and it will throw error codes. This one is throwing no codes, but everything else, I believe the heater core has been changed in this car already. We don't see anything else that could be causing the issue. Thermostat's been changed. It seems like the hoses are getting warm. I just don't think the blend door is allowing warm air to enter the cabin. So again, we're going to get an early jump on winter and see if we can't fix this thing. Okay, so there's 3 7mm screws that hold this piece in place. We've removed those, and then you've got 3 more, also 7mm, that will hold the hinge to the glove box door on. So next we're going to remove those. All right, now we're getting somewhere. It just seems like they could have made the they could have just made the hinge pretty, because you don't really see it, instead of having to make the hinge ugly and then put this piece under it and just make 3 more screws. This is why I don't design cars. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Now it's just going to all be exposed and just right there for us, right? No, it's not. Okay. My light up in there, and you can see the blend door is just, it's got that white connector, not the one that you see immediately in the foreground. That little white connector right up there on the top left of the screen, that plugs into that blend door actuator there, and that's what we're going to have to try to get out of there. Okay, so one bolt's pretty accessible, the other one not so much, and we're going to have to guess what we're going to have to do is pull this plastic tube that runs across the top right here. We're going to have to pull this out. Looks like there's some more of these 7mm bolts behind here. So hopefully we take those out and we can drop this this tube out to give us clearance to get to the... one of the bolts is pretty accessible on this thing, and you can see it right there. I'm shining my light on it right there. The other one is on the other side of it, on the top. So let's go ahead and start disassembling. All right, so we got this air duct out. Really the only way to get this out is you've just got to bend it to the point where it feels like it's going to break. And I honestly thought it was going to break, but for some miraculous reason it did not. It's still intact. It is like a two-piece, it's like a clamshell, But again, there isn't enough room in the dash to go this way to get it off where it hooks on the duct on the other side. So you've just got to basically kind of bend it right here and pull it down out of there, and it will come out. Getting it back in might be another story. So now you can see where we're working up in here. We've got the one bolt out right there. Now there's 2 bolts up here on the back side of this blend door that have to come out. You can see all kinds of dog hair in here. When we bought this car, we vacuumed like 2 inches thick of dog hair off the upholstery. It was in the headliners, everywhere. You'll never get all the dog hair out of this car. But anyway, now I'm going to try to use a small ratchet and a screw to get these 2 8mm or 5/16 bolts off the on the top side of this blend door and see if we can get it changed. Sometimes it'll take someone with smaller hands to get in there. And smaller hands sometimes work a little bit better and maybe less cuss words. Although we don't advocate that. It's usually not helpful. If they just would have put 1 bolt on each side, I think it would have sufficed and we would have been fine. But we've got, if you look at this new one here, let me take it out of the plastic. Okay, so your blend door's in there like this. So this bottom tab right here, easy to get to. This top one on the right, not too bad. It's this middle top one that's the nightmare. It's right behind these other 2 ducts that are right there that prevent you from getting your hand in there. And I'm pretty confident we can get it out. Getting a new one started, that might be a different story. Look, tire certification label. You'll find this on the passenger side on many 80s and 90s Fords. It wasn't until, I believe, in 2000s you'll find it on the driver's door jamb typically. Few Fords, you'll find it on the fuel tank door. But in, I believe it was about 2004, because of the Tread Act, the whole Ford Firestone debacle, is when the government started mandating the tire placard to be put on the driver's side on the door jamb. So typically from about 04 and up, you see all vehicles complying with that. Alright, so there's the old unit on the floor right there. You can see that. And you see those 2 loops on the top. You can see where it goes up in there. And now we get to try to install a new one and start those bolts in that. And this one right here that I'm shining a light on, that stud that sticks out right there, that's the one that's the killer when it's in there. Actually, it's up there. That lower one there is pretty easy. It's that upper one up in there, up by that loom of wires up there, that's the killer. There's not much room to get your hand up in there, but here we go. Alright, so yep, it's dark because this took way longer than we thought, but it's in there. The new one's in there, but while I had it apart, I tested the old one, and yeah, worst fears confirmed. The old one was working fine, so it's not our problem. But since I had a brand, I was able to find a new old stock new one. I went ahead and put it in anyway, because it is a nightmare to change, and I don't want to do it again. Anyway, we'll have to keep figuring out what's going on, with why this thing has no heat. Everything seems to be functioning properly with the blend door, the heater box, everything. Maybe we've got a heater hose that's plugged or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. It's summer now. We really only have to worry about it. Air conditioning works. So getting this plastic tube back up in there is, and I mean, you just feel like you're going to break it, but it doesn't break. Or mine didn't anyway. So if you've got any questions about this job or anything, sure, just ask in the comments. It is kind of a nightmare. It's not as hard as it looks. Don't need a lot of tools. 7mm with a driver, little 5/16 ratchet wrench, which I didn't really need. 1/4" ratchet and a 8mm socket. The 7mm stuff for the glove box door. That's really all you need. Again, it's more time consuming just because you're working in tight spaces. But anyway, hope this video, if this video helped you out, make sure to like and subscribe. Most of our stuff's going to be with older full-size Ford cars, but we do have some of this late model stuff we tinker with too. Whenever we're doing a job like this, we always make a video just so in case somebody else comes along that's trying to do the same thing, hope we can help them out. Have a blessed evening. Thank you.